I've only known Michael for about 50 years. I got to know him through the family business in Cambridge, which is in Middlesex County, which is called politics.
I think it's a family that really believes in public service. And I always say the highest level of public service is elected office.
I actually knew him from high school. He's a BC High grad. He's, as you know, a triple eagle. But I knew him as an eaglet.
These are, I won't just say gentlemen, but families, because they bring their family to the political process. And so in that, you have these gentlemen and their families who've chosen to serve the citizens of Cambridge.
He's grown into seeing this as an opportunity to campaign in 53 cities and towns instead of just one city.
I always say everyone's sort of running around in the world listening to their own radio station, WIFM, what's in it for me. He's the kind of person that goes beyond that.
Good guy, all around good guy.
He really, really loves public service. He loves it. It's a part of his fiber. Let me give you an example. He is now the clerk of courts for Eastern Middlesex, but it's not unusual at all to see Michael at Patriots Day last Monday. There he was with one of his sons at Patriots Day.
I feel that he's a really good guy, and he likes to help out people. He doesn't just do it because people ask him. He enjoys it.
Michael Sullivan is a true giver, never makes it about himself. And I guess you really have to balance that by saying he's a real good dad.
Actually, I think I was here 5 years ago as part of Cambridge Savings Bank's honor and was blown away by the place in terms of it's the kids that need the extended time. It's the kids that can't go home but can't stay at Children's, that it takes time and patience to get them through the next level where hopefully they do go home.
And certainly, you know, Michael Sullivan is well liked, has a lot of friends, and he's always utilized his influence in this hospital to try to make it better because he knows its mission.
One of the things that I find most rewarding about Franciscans is that when I look at everything that's available in the Boston area, some of the finest leading hospitals in the world, what gets lost after someone gets their initial treatment is the follow-up. It's the ability to stay with a family, to stay with an individual for the long haul. And Franciscans does that.
Colby, you're doing a good job in that. So you go, can you make it go forward again?
My grandfather did the same thing. He used to go visit the hospital in Cambridge on the wards when there were wards. There were no rooms. And he would visit there every day because it was people that weren't going to be taken care of anywhere else. I would encourage people to come here, to come to Franciscans. And it builds you up from the inside out. That when you go home at night, put your head in the pillow, you get a sound sleep, knowing that you made something different for somebody in need. And that's what coming to Franciscans does. I had known about the place through reading about it, but coming here and seeing what people do to help somebody else just blows you away. I mean, coming from Cambridge, where if you had a job at Polaroid, you would be set for life. To see companies like Polaroid, Gillette, and others leave, or to have their corporate home taken away, it puts a lot of strain on the place, not just in terms of the dollar contribution, but they were part of the community. Their employees were part of coming out and helping, in addition to writing that check, which is a real nice gesture and very much appreciated. And it's been hard, I think, in these times to get that good corporate citizenship going. It's a little bit of a strain to sort of teach companies that that's part of being in a community.
I think he recognizes that, you know, this hospital doesn't have a big endowment.
And it's those people that come year in, year out that recognize the importance of Franciscans and what it does. They help bridge that gap where the government piece won't make it up. And that's also the beauty of Franciscans is they work to help out despite those gaps.
Well, he was a pleasure to work with when he was in City Hall. I always enjoyed working with him. And most importantly, you knew it was straight up. There wasn't going to be any shenanigans.
The mayor's office was someplace that you really felt that you could go into and be a part of. I'll tell you a little secret about Michael. He loves sweets. And so we had all these drawers with all these different goodies. And so my grandkids would come and feel as though they owned the mayor's office because Michael said it was okay. And they would know what drawer to go into. And they would come home with their school bag with 5 and 6 pieces of candy because that's how Michael was.
Me and my brother, we used to go into the little meeting room that they have, and we'd play with the microphones and we'd say stuff, and then eventually someone would come in and they would tell us to stop.
Between my grandfather, my uncle, and my father, they had networking going long before computers, whether it be on 3x5 cards or just in their own heads.
But he would make a point to return every person's call that spoke to him. So he made that personal contact. That's increasingly and really hard to do.
He's always made Franciscan Children's Hospital a special spot in his heart.
You don't know. Tragedy could touch any family at any given time. This is not a socioeconomic issue. This is something that, on a moment's notice, something could happen to change your life. You'd be happy to know that Franciscans is there if you need them as well.
I feel lucky to be who I am and that I don't have a sickness, and that people who do have sicknesses live a hard life, but they'll find help.